this? Get this joint right. I didn't even mean to hit the button like that, but let's go. Right back. What up, what up, what up? Shout out to the three people in here. I expect y'all to be in here, man. I'm gonna actually start taking my talents over there to fan base. I just did a quick live over there. I'm playing around with the app a little bit more, especially since that news is coming out that they are looking to ban Tactic. So since that news is coming out, and shout out to Isaac Hayes III, he's been kind of talking about quite a few things for some time now. So yeah, it's about time. It's about time to move over fan base. Tonight's fitted, as you seen on King Talk, man. I just gotta show y'all this, man. I asked bro if I could break this out early. This joint just so fly. Shout out to the homie Ness. That's the new joint, his new single, King's from the homie Ness out of Atlanta. Dangerous with the pen, dope battle MC. I've seen him get busy for a long time. So shout out to Nestle. But this is the Kansas City Monarchs Negro League baseball team. So the homie Ty did this joint. Look at that. Lavender crown with navy blue stitching. Then purple, KC. And you see Negro League back there. And then inside, you see that Negro League tag right here. And then New Era. And then this is, what is this, gray? I guess this is gray. You can't really see it because of the light, but it's the contrast on this is just insane. So shout out to Ty. I'm almost ready to do that breakdown on Negro League baseball teams, man. He just got so many gems that I caught from this dude. So I had to get this one. Okay. So tonight on King Talk. Hopefully y'all can hear me okay. Hopefully y'all can hear me okay. Welcome to the live chat. I don't know. Hopefully y'all can hear me okay. If not, I'm gonna throw my headset on anyway. Just really quick. I'm not finna be long, fam. I'm on 7-day work week this week. I gotta go in later on today. I had a short shift today, but I still didn't get all of my stuff done, so I'm gonna have to get up in the morning and get some stuff done. Thank you for hitting the like button. I know I'm supremely inconsistent over here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna make a schedule. But again, I think I'm gonna focus most of my energy over on fan base. So if you looking to hear what a old head got to say, Beta Simp host stud. If you want to see what's going on with the city of Chicago, I just think there's so much upside to me going over the fan base to do it. And I'm invested in the app. So I got on 2 rounds of investment. I think this is the 4th round. I got on the second and third round. This is the 4th round of investing. So I'm going to get in on that. But, I want to be like MJ, man. I want to play for the team I own. What's back there? Yo, no, I'm gonna wait till it comes. But I got some Super 7 pieces. Hink be coming with it, man. Hink got some vinyl and some Funko pieces, some statues for your tail, man. But the more I get settled into the crib, I'm starting to get my artwork up now, so I'm gonna showcase a lot of that. Yeah, it's a lot going on. Anyway, tonight, King Talk, La Peef Network. Shout out to the boy JR, man. I'm always super proud of dude, always appreciative of him considering me to go on the platform still and just had a conversation and put a little paint where it ain't and say what most can't. You dig what I'm saying? Um, so tonight's conversation, who was on stage with? Big Shan. Shout out to Shannon Rawls. Really dope brother. Hank was over there. Viz the poet. I shared a stage with him before. Marcus White, my man M Wizzle, and then KP, Kenny Percival. Has a little bit of notoriety and fame from the Callers or something to that effect. But shout out to KP. And who else? Oh, Trev Smooth was up there. And who was in that corner? Trev Smooth, Conrad. It was somebody else I'm missing. And I don't want to forget anybody, but it was a good build with the brothers. Tuesdays is actually my favorite day of the week. Love going over there to build with the brothers and have conversations. And if you guys are chatting, I have no idea. I can't see anything other than it just keeps telling me to welcome to the live chat. Remember, oh my God, your privacy. I don't know what that means, but nonetheless, man, hit the like button. Hit the like button, even if it's just 5 of us in here. Let's make the likes match the views. All right. So, a couple things we hit on. We opened up with the duty of a man. And listen, I know in these spaces, everybody's a relationship expert. I'm not a relationship expert. Okay. What up, Gas Mask? I am not a relationship expert. I am a regular, everyday, 9 to 5, hardworking brother. I just have been on the earth coming up on 50 years. I feel like I have something of value to add to the dialogue in the current conversation that'll help um, some people, right? So I want to preface my statement with that. Okay, now, with that said, this is what I believe the duty of a man is. It's not much different than what you've already heard. We've heard these things for at least the last 3, 4 years for those of us that have been in this space. But I do think the duty of a man I think Shannon has 4 P's. I forget what his 4 P's are, but for me, it's super simple. It's protect and provide. That's an umbrella. Under that, the duty of a man. I'm pretty sure Shan got purpose in there somewhere. So maybe I would include that in there. Purpose, protection, provision, right? Um, yeah. Yeah, maybe purpose, protection, provision. I'll have to flesh these ideas out a little bit. Yo, yo, yo. Okay, now y'all coming in. Simon. Simon, what's up, G? Uh Yo, 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 what up, family? What up, what up? Salute to y'all as y'all coming in, man. I appreciate y'all. Please hit the like button. Um, and this is not gonna be long, I promise. We already been here 11 minutes. Probably gonna be here another 10, maybe 15 minutes top. This is not gonna be long. Um, yeah, I just wanted to be able to flesh my thoughts out on build a little bit more on King Talk tonight over there from the Network. I was over there building with the brothers, man. I try not to take up too much space, and I try not to force my comments. Sometimes people say stuff just to say stuff and just to, you know, like I just always feel like if I don't have nothing to say in those moments, like, oh, Sweeney, God, dog, how could I forget Sweeney? Yo, shout out to my man Sweeney that was on stage with me. I just remember he was on stage with me, man. Shout out to Sweeney. Yo, what? 5 pillars. 5 pillars of what, Simon? Oh, you talking about the duty of a man? Mm, I think the duty of a man in particular. Uh, I wonder what Shannon's 4 P's are. I don't think there are 5 pillars for him. I think there are 4 P's that he talks about. Protect, provide, because that's what we talk about in this space all the time. Maybe produce and purpose. Maybe that's it. If that's it, I wouldn't disagree with that, but I'm gonna flesh that out a little bit more. But when you think about protection, um, protecting yourself is self-explanatory, right? I don't want to take that for granted. But here's the thing, right? I do think men should have some idea of how to protect yourself physically and all otherwise, which means you should be moving methodically. You should be moving with intentionality. You should be moving with a sense of direction. So that means if you're engaging in nonsensical behavior, you should have some type of protection in place for yourself, right? But now, the most times when we talk about protection, we're talking about a man who protects his family. One person that I heard break this down, and I agree with them 100%, is protection doesn't always come in the form of having some type of weapon on you to be able to defend against outside intruders. Sometimes that protection comes in the form of where you and your family live, right? That is a form of protection. If you're in a gated community, that's a form of protection. If you have security cameras around your house, that's a form of protection. An alarm system, that's a form of protection, right? And to be able to have, if you're in a house as opposed to being in an apartment, to me, that's a form of protection, right? These are things that we cannot take for granted, but these are things that I consider to be the duty of a man. So protect and then provide. When you talk about provision, most of us think in terms of resources. We think about money. We think about income. That is a form of provision. You know what I'm saying? In terms of being able to sustain a particular lifestyle for your family. That's fair. I think that's fair. Right. But I also, when I think about provision, when I think about providing for your family, I think you got to provide direction, leadership, guidance. I think you have to provide You have to provide spiritual guidance, financial guidance, um, emotional stability, right? Because if everybody is bouncing off the walls, who is the one that's really kind of keeping everyone buoyed? Buoyed, buoyed. When you think about a ship out at sea, they drop that anchor. Who's keeping those? Who's keeping the family anchored and rooted and grounded, right? So to me, that's a form of provision. Purpose, I think we overuse it in this space. I don't think we really deep dive into it. And I don't think it's a generalized statement or a blanket statement, right? Like for what I do, I find a lot of satisfaction in what I do in terms of what my job, not my job title, but what I do for work to earn a living. What I do to earn a living, I get a deep sense of satisfaction. The programs that I support in terms of mentoring kids, doing work in the community, those are just things that I'm passionate about. Those are just things that I'm passionate about. I'm very, very passionate about young Black boys. Very passionate about serving and arts and music and all those types of things, and just connecting with people in general and developing people. Um, but how do I word this? Yeah, what I do for work, because I wanted to talk about that a little bit more tonight too when we was on King Talk. 5 pillars of protection. What are the 5 pillars of protection? I have no idea what the 5 pillars of protection. This is new information for me, so if you don't mind sharing. I know about the 5 wells of leadership from Morehouse College, which I'm studying, and I um, accept as well. The 5 wells of leadership: be a man must be well read, well traveled, well balanced, well dressed, and I forget what the fifth one is. But nonetheless, the duty of a man. So we talked about purpose. I think purpose is overused in this space. Um, you think about a man trekking and starting out on his journey and things of that nature. I just kind of think about what's your contribution to the world, right? And it seems like a daunting task because you think everybody has to recognize your purpose, or your purpose has to be some type of grandiose thing. What is this? Oh, this is a software update. Let me update that. It has to be this grandiose thing that you'll get a Pulitzer Prize for. Let me see. 5 pillars of protection: awareness. Where's two? Supervision, peer support, being trauma informed, and self care. That's the 5 pillars of protection. Sounds interesting. Um, So purpose, I think that's on the individual to determine what their purpose is. I think it's deeply connected to your creator. But I know in this space I've come across a lot of people that are atheists. So just because they're atheists or agnostic, does that mean they don't have purpose? They do. So that's on you to find what your purpose is. And sometimes your purpose is tied into what you do to earn a living, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not. I know one way to discover it is to figure out what keeps you up at night, what bothers you, what makes you angry, right? In terms of you seeing certain things go on in the world or go on around you. And yo, what up, Killer Kill? I ain't finna be long, man. I ain't finna be long. I'm talking slick, swallowing spit, man. Um, Something just happened. Oh, I'm tweaking. I'm about to say something just happened in Cleveland. Tweaking. Cause my homeboy was just up there. He from Shaker Heights and he in Atlanta, but he was just up there spinning for a gig and took his whole family up there. But y'all just had the what's the name? The girls. So I'm tweaking. But shout out to you, family. Salute. Um I appreciate it. Appreciate you even showing up, bro. So if you can't stay long, it's all good. Just hit the like button. And yeah. I'm just going over what some stuff from King Talk, man, and just fleshing out the rest of my thought. If y'all didn't get a chance to see it, we were talking about emotional maturity, kind of like how Jr. is mixing up some of the cast. So like, it's not that I'm not like if I'm not there, it's not like oversight on JR, and like he has a cast of people that he can have in and out. And again, for me, it's about if I have something to add to the conversation. So I really was praying that our conversation today wasn't just centered around women and relationships. I mean, it got into that a little bit, but it's also about developing the man when you talk about emotional maturity. So we talked about the duty of a man, which I don't think we talk about the duty of a man to himself first enough, and that sometimes we think a man's duty is always rooted in family or his purpose is always connected to family. And that's not true for everybody, man. My mentor, um, big brother, I call him Uncle Josito. Anybody in the A that know, I ain't gonna give out his full government, but anybody that know Uncle Josito, know how I feel about that man, but also know that he got a lot of sons and daughters, what I'm saying, that he didn't give birth to running through the A, because he pours into people naturally. Like he's always giving you life lessons um, that you can use. And what's crazy is people from all walks of life that are connected to him in some type of way tend to come back to him and big him up and thank him for the for what he's poured into them, for lack of a better way of saying it. Time, what up? Time, what up? 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 Peace, 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 family. Salute. I'm not finna be long. I appreciate y'all pulling up, man. I want to be able to respond to everybody, but I ain't finna be here long. I'm just recapping King Talk. So anyway, people think that the purpose of a man, the destiny of a man, is rooted in family. I don't. I think that we are hardwired for that. I think we're built for that, created for that. But I also think that it's some men's lot in life that won't be there. That won't be their expected end. Like not every man is gonna get married. Not every man is gonna build and raise a family. Not every man is gonna have kids. I know two brothers um, that don't have kids. One of them I know for sure wants family, but he's up there in age now, so it's what can you do? So I think that part of it we need to flesh out a little bit more in terms of the duty of a man. I think when you think about one of the duties being able to produce, I think being able to be productive in society and deliver contribution that leaves this place better than what you found it. Right? I think that's significant. I think that's what Uncle Josito does, in my opinion, in his sphere, and everywhere that man goes, man, ain't no smut on his name. Even when, like I know when he left Atlanta and took a job out on the West Coast, when I would go, because we still both worked for the same company, and I would be out there from time to time. People that I knew that worked there, if I mentioned his name, man, they just spoke so highly of him. So again, it's how do you leave this world, right? So let me see, what did we say, the 4 P's now, where are we at? Protection, provision, production, produce, and purpose. The duty of a man, I'm gonna flesh that out. Protect, provide, because again, I don't think, now I'm sitting up here really thinking about it. When we talk about protect and provide, we really do tie that into wife and kids. Well, what happens if you don't have wife and kids? Who, like, do you still protect and provide? Are you still responsible for protecting and providing? I will never ever forget my pops telling me to always listen to, understand. Yep, to grow in life. Man, I just got this. I gotta read this. But anything this man writes, I get. This is John Maxwell. He has another book on communication, but this is the 16 undeniable laws of communication. The 16 undeniable laws of communication. But he has another book on it's like communication. Man, I got it. I don't want to butcher the title. Anything John Maxwell, I tend to read. He is that dude when it comes to. Oh, you read it. He is that dude when it comes to leadership. But I do want to flesh out if you a young single man, um, and you're not like I don't know. I really do because I know we be like, man, be on your purpose, be on your purpose, be on your purpose, and people tend to think like it's some grandiose thing. I don't think my purpose is something that affects the world in that regard, but it affects my immediate world. And sometimes I overextend myself trying to do so much because the passion is so deep to see change, right? And because of the way that I understand the world, and because I understand that it is now is the time to redeem the time. Uh, who that? Big man, big man. Salute, 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 salute. Nah, G, I don't, and I ain't even saying that to be like fake humble. I'm saying I think I understand my place in the world. I try and leave a positive impact on people. I really do try and I'm thinking about a situation that happened at work, man, because I gave this girl so much grace. And word had got back to me that she was just talking bad about me. And, let me tell y'all how to deal with stuff like that. Story time, really quick. Um, no, 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 no. I'm not thinking about a girl like that. Get y'all mind out the gut. I'm not thinking about a girl like that. It's a young lady that was in my employ, and she was problematic in the sense that she had a lot of stuff going on at home. And I was trying to be patient with her and give her a lot of room, a lot of grace. If I wanted to, I could have documented her for performance, time, and attendance, and could have had her out of that ASAP. But you try and believe the best in people, and you just never know, man. Like you try and invest in people and give them the benefit of the doubt, and so on and so forth. And so anyway, this young lady decided she was going to tender her resignation, and she put in her 2 weeks over conflict with another partner, which I accepted the 2 weeks. I accepted the 2 weeks. But then um I accepted her 2 weeks. And then the Sunday before her last week, she called out sick. And then last Friday was supposed to be her last day. And she just had told everybody, like, I'm not coming. She didn't tell me. She didn't find coverage. But she certainly found a way today to badmouth me to somebody else. So let me tell y'all how to deal with some. Don't ever give people that much power over you to make to the point where they think that they can run and threaten you or say something to you or that's gonna get you off your square. The person that she told it to, number one, I couldn't really take what they were saying. I had to take it with a grain of salt because I wasn't hearing it from the person directly. So that's number one. I didn't hear from her directly. So, but the person that was relaying it to me is a good source because they were friends at one point. So it was a good source. I don't think they were being vindictive. I think they were being honest and they wanted me to have the heads up. Uh nah, I definitely didn't give a no. People being on your conscience doesn't mean that you're giving them power. But what I immediately told the young lady, because I believe, like I was taught, you should. There's a box in theory. You take away all the angles that people would try and use, almost like a B rabbit situation, or what Drake just tried to do with Kendrick Lamar. You take away the angles, right? So I let the young lady know, hey, I said it in a slick way, not to like as if somebody had told me something, but I said, hey, I wanted to know if you had any reservations about doing an exit interview. I wanted you to be able to speak with my immediate the person I report to directly and the person above him. So I mentioned both of their names, right? Because I wanted her to know she can go to the highest of the highs and say whatever it is that she needed to say about me. But then you also have human resources at your disposal too. So I don't, I think that we have to respond more than we react. And in that moment, it was a professional petty moment, but you know, I definitely didn't want her to think that you could poison the well with my people, and that was going to affect my performance in any type of way. I'm way too good at what I do. Let me see what y'all saying in here. Big man, you typing away, Femo. Oh, Anton, hold on. Southside Wild Wild. I appreciate you, G. Bro, don't vent on your female employees on YouTube. I'm not giving no name, and it could have been a male employee. It don't matter. I'm not venting. I'm actually trying to get the people, whoever's watching. I'm giving y'all examples. So, is it Big Mad? Big Mad. I think you. I'm typing as you chatter. Oh, okay. Thank you. I don't think Big Man, I don't think you understand what I'm saying though. I'm definitely not pressed or stressed over yeah. Yeah, we getting it together down here, Anton. This is my little space. Over there, I'm trying to debate what I want to put. I definitely want to do vinyl and a chair, and then I got a Joe Fresh Goods rug over there, and I still got to go to the other duck off spot and grab the rest of my sneakers and a few more, a little bit more artwork and the rest of my books. Need to. Oh, I did thank you. Okay. I know you're not pressed or stressed. You emotional. Okay. Shout out to me being human. I don't think I'm emotional about it either. I think I was more disappointed. But aside from that, no, when people think they have something on you, like I like to take all the angles away. I don't care who it is. Like, here are your options, right? If you really want to have the conversation and affect change, here are some people you can have that conversation with. But don't think for one moment you run into somebody else that works for me and think you're going to tell them something negative about me that's going to affect, because my relationship and how I treat them is how I treat them. And thankfully we got a pretty good working relationship. So um, I'll have them leave the employee. Okay. They no longer work for me. Oh, all love. So let me get back to this. My bad. Appreciate you, Big Mad. Appreciate you, Anton, Tom. Appreciate all three of y'all rocking with me. And the 10 people that hit the like button, man. No, they don't. Nah, they still nah. Unless you talk about the other associate. I mean, yeah, they do, but we good. Um, and this person is good. So I mean, it don't matter. I'm just using this as a teaching example more than anything else. But I appreciate it. Thank you. You're right. Thank you. So we talked about the duty of a man. I'm gonna flesh this out. That probably will become a whole nother topic that I'm gonna deal with, because what is the duty of a man outside of marriage, outside of family, outside of you having children? If you are a single man, a young man, like say for my sons, like, is it their duty to prepare for family? All right. We Hey man, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. When I first got in this space, I definitely was on some big coochie energy, beta simp, host stud, level type energy, vagina monologue type energy, right? Especially on Thursday nights. Definitely, 1000%. I listened to a lot of what y'all had said in the chats and in the comment sections over these past couple of years. And this is why I don't like when people say, "Oh, it's just YouTube, it's just entertainment, it's just social media." Like, I am a sponge as a student. I am constantly learning. I am constantly reading. I'm trying to look for what books I could show y'all. I got a ton of magazines down here and books. But the main books are out there. My main books are out there. Let's see what else y'all saying. Um, mm. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Well, I don't know if you male or female, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let me get through this so I can, because I really do need to get some rest in. But I do want to unpack that a little bit more. The duty of a man. Like, if you was like, hmm, my sons, would I love for them to carry on tradition, legacy, so on and so forth? Absolutely. But what if it's there? Like, I'm thinking about my fat boy. What if it's his lot in life that he doesn't have um, kids or a family or something like that? You know, my daughters are already on that trajectory, except for my youngest who's graduating next month. But what if? So, what is their purpose in life in light of that? What, yeah. I'm gonna pause that and revisit that at some point. The duty of a man. Um, that's interesting. The duty of a man. Because again, we use these buzzwords, protect and provide, protect and provide. That's what a man's duty is. Protect, you provide, I mean, you protect the community, protect the women, protect the weak. That is part of it. That is definitely part of it. But, let's expand that a little bit more. What is the duty of a man, right? Um, so after we talked about that, oh, you know what's crazy though? The jump off of that was them preachers, and they were on that other preacher head because they was asking them about first class tickets, and if they walked on the plane and there was only one first class seat and one coach seat, would he give the first class seat to his wife and him sitting coach? And he was like, "No, I'm claustrophobic. I can't sit in there like our sardines. She doesn't mind, so I would take the first class and let her have coach and all sorts of stuff." It was a big thing. Uh, that's interesting. I think where we landed at, because I agree with most of the brothers, is that in the real world, shout out to all the alphas and the manly men, because I know y'all gonna be super pimps, man. That woman gonna know her place. She gonna sit in and coach, and she gonna enjoy it while you sit in first class because you the man. The duty of a man is leadership. I wanna unpack that. Who are you leading? Who are you leading? If the duty of a man can be summed up in leadership, who are you leading? Where are you leading them to? What's the purpose of you leading? But I like that though. I think that could be part of it. But then it becomes, are all men leaders? I say yes, because the first person you lead is yourself. But John Maxwell talks about, some leaders, it's innate, it's in them. I think I'm one of those people where, leadership is just in me. And then you have others who leadership is can be taught. It can be taught. Tommy B, what's up with it, blood? What's up with it? Hey Tommy, I'm glad you back in the space, man. I'm glad you active. Um your commentary on this I don't know what to call it, this love and hip hop battle, this who spilt the tea rap battle are hilarious to me, brother. So please keep those up. Shout out to Team Light Skin. Y'all up. Y'all are up, I guess, in the Who Spilt the Tea battle. We'll know what happens when Kendrick dropped this album. Now it's rumored that he got an album. There's like too many rumors, man. Too much Wendy Williams stuff going on. All right. We will come back to, let's put a pin in the duty of a man. I do like the duty of a man being leadership, and I agree with you. Let's not get that confused. I just don't know that I just want to put a pin in that. Oh, sorry. Wait, you got a jumper? What you saying? Look like alphas with pimps. Don't confuse alphas with pimps. Okay, okay. I mean, you typing as I'm talking, so it may be some delay in this. I get it. I believe it is in us men to protect and provide. Yes, I agree. Even if we are not married. So, dang, I'm gonna put a pin in that time because if you aren't married and if you're not in a family setting and if this world is moving away from community, who are you protecting and providing? What are you protecting and providing? To what end? For what purpose? Curry ass Shaq, yeah, right. That broke jumper, get out of here. If we are not married, look at stepfather. Well, so stepfather, look at the community back in the 60s that wasn't married. Oh man, it's all so. Oh, now I like that. Okay, Tom. Now we got something. Now we got something. I do believe part of the duty of a man is to problem solve. I do believe that. I think men should know how to solve problems. I think they should know how to approach problem solving. I think they should think critically. Like a lot of times when you hear people talk about working smart and not hard, yeah, a lot of times we try and muscle like so say like for the work that I do, there are systems in place, and a lot of times when those systems break down, you find yourself muscling through just to get through to the other side of the shift when it's calm, and then you can regroup. Mm, man, Big Mad, I think you probably be getting that shit pinned to the board, man. I think you tweaking. I'm just playing. Let me show y'all something, man. Hold on. I keep trying to tell y'all. I really do keep trying to tell y'all how black I am. I got to get this blown up. This is a basketball from Actively Black that I ordered. You can see the red, black, and green logo. Dang, I don't know how to make this. Okay. I got to get this blown up, man, and put it in a case. My goal is to get Lanny Smith and Allen Iverson to sign this. But yeah, basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. Um anyway, okay. So Tom, I like where you going with it. Big Mad, I agree with you. Leadership is a component in terms of the duty of a man. But problem solving. Yeah. But that's also it that also kind of does fall under leadership, right? You said what? In baseball? Oh, I can believe that. I can believe that. What message? Hold on, let's see. What y'all doing? Oh man, that's dope. Oh, okay. So you tall and skinny. Okay. I had a 90 mile an hour fastball. Okay. Um, Man, I just had a conversation over on Chaotic Show about baseball. I agree with him. I think the sport is hemorrhaging, and 50 years from now, we won't even recognize it, man. We won't even recognize it. It's one of the reasons, again, why my man Tyda's doing these Negro League caps like this. Oh, this joint just so fresh, man. Like this, it's Kansas City Monarchs Negro League baseball team. These stories got to get told. The sport dead. I hate it because I was just talking to, I was interviewing someone, and that analogy, if you play team sports, that translates across the board, man. Especially when you're doing collaborative projects, because people want to know how well you work in teams. And if you've done any type of sports, that kind of, helps tell your story. Okay, so now back on track. I'm ignoring the chat, so please, if I'm not responding, don't take it personal. I just need to get through this so I can go to bed. Okay, so now in the first segment we talked about the duty of a man. I'm gonna pin that though, because that's gonna stick with me for a minute. Because we talked about purpose, produce, provide, protect. Now we're saying the duty of a man is leadership and problem solving, which I agree 1,000%. So the next segment was power dynamics. Okay, so with this power dynamics, Love Dorsey was saying something about something, but the gist of it was about the woman that out earns the man. Kind of over this conversation about women out earning men, because to me it really, again, I didn't really think about it until Kevin Samuel said it, but I don't know many men that are that concerned with women that out earn them. We talked about it on the show tonight, right? I just know that for the most part, I think it is true that a woman couldn't out earn a man for too long without kind of looking at him a particular type way. Shout out to Venus. I heard her on a panel earlier talking about how women love men who got their sugar honey iced tea together. Um, Man, time. Man. Man, don't even get me on big man. Don't get me on sneakers, bro. Don't get me on. I can't even show you. Oh, maybe I can show y'all these. I I will never wear these. I'm gonna end up giving these away. I'm gonna end up giving these away. But I am a reformed sneakerhead. These are Steph Curry's. I think I tried these on once, but these are Curry's. But it's a collab. So these are like not sherbet. These are like Italian nice thing. Something big. It's something that we do in Chicago. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, there it is. There's the logo. So it turns into it's a hologram. So it turns to Steph Curry logo and then Leaders. So Leaders is a sneaker store here. The storytelling on this is horrible. Steph is not from Chicago. As far as I know, this was a collab that was supposed to drop around All Star Weekend, and for some reason, it got scrapped. There was a lot of activations taking place, and this was what 2020 when All Star Weekend was here. Um, but this is not that. I don't, I haven't hooped in so long. I don't even know that I will hoop in these. But if there's a shorty that you know that wears a 10 and a half, I'll send them. I'll send them. I mean, there's some shorties here, but you know, I'll do stuff for them all the time. But I'm a reformed sneakerhead. And I just bought a pair of Brooks that I'm gonna actually run in that I'm wearing now. I'm running these actually. Curry, I got. Mm-hmm. 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 So anyway, we was talking about power dynamics on King Talk, right? So with the power dynamic, we're talking about the woman that earns men. So what Love Dorsey was talking about was how men need to be able to speak up more and speak freely about women that out earn them and how they feel about they woman out earning them and all this other stuff, blase, blase, blase. You know, I think men by nature are competitive. So when you with your woman, like again, I don't. I'll be honest with you. I know. When I said this before, people was like, "What?" So I don't. I'm married. I'm married. We do have an account together. Uh, I don't know what my wife makes. That's just been our dynamic. We've been together 8 years this year. Later on this year, we've been married too. We're married too. Um, I know when we first got together, she made more than me by default because I was leaving Detroit and I was transitioning, moving back to Chicago, and I was in between jobs. I had a job, but of course, you start a job and it takes you a moment. And in that role, I was fulfilled in that role, man. I was traveling. I was doing pretty decent. I was doing pretty decent in that job, but that type of job was only for a certain amount of time. Um, but she never held over my head like, hey, I'm doing better. Matter of fact, her thing was always, this is us. This is us. But what the brothers was talking about, and I think it was probably more speculation than anything else, is that when you get into these particular tax brackets and commas attached to your salary, then the women tend to act different. And I don't know. I think that's more dependent on the type of woman that you're dealing with than it is to deal with the commas and the brackets and the tax brackets and stuff like that. But that's just my opinion. If a woman makes more than you, she will have a problem because she want more. I don't disagree with that, I don't disagree with that. But again, I think that's more on the woman and the mindset of people than it is on the mere fact that they earn more than you. So like now I earn more than my wife, right? And I'm also really, really, really comfortable in my job. Like I may vent from time to time to her, complain, but she knows I love my job. I don't wake up and think like, oh, I gotta go here. You know what I mean? Um, man, listen. What's the funny thing? No time. Uh, I don't know. Curry not looking like a god these days. Big man. Caitlin Clark is. Next is gonna be Juju Watkins. Anyway, I don't want to go off into a tangent. Let me stay focused. Hey man, I gotta remember that I have to give my wife something to help. I gotta give her something to help. I gotta give her something to help. But shout out to Boo Thing, man. Shout out to my Boo Thing. She is an amazing woman, G. She is an amazing woman, honestly. Um, Me too. I think Caitlyn is dope for the game. I was on a panel the other day and I said her getting that $20 million. Now I'm hearing it's 28 million. But her getting that $20 million contract with Nike is gonna open the floodgates and somebody turned it racial. I'm gonna have to do a show on that, man, because that irked me. That I said, you know, the fact that she got a $20 million deal, it'll open up the floodgate for other female athletes. And they started talking about how no, it won't. She only got it because she's white or something to that effect. And I'm like, she's very marketable. It's very, very marketable on a number of levels. She's marketable. She's more marketable than the Joker and Doncic put together. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. Power dynamics. The power dynamics really shouldn't be a big thing, and nor should they be rooted in how much resource you bring in. Although I do see how that can play a part in it, but the power dynamics, if you establish out the gate who the leader is and where the direction and the cues and the vision for family come from, you really shouldn't have those types of issues, regardless of who makes what. Again, if you are a man and you're in a fulfilling role, and you're confident, because I think that was part of it too. Somebody mentioned about a man being confident, then somebody else was like, nah, It's really on the woman. These are blanket conversations that we're having, right? So I can only give you my opinion from my perspective. I think it's I think the man that's I do think that though. I think the man that's confident in what he does, and I'm thinking about my situation. I never back down from being the leader of our home, regardless of who brings in what. I never back down for casting the vision for our family and the direction that we're going. Doesn't mean she don't have input. Doesn't mean that her whatever she says doesn't weigh heavily on me. It's I understand my role as the leader of this family. You know what I mean? The Bible talks. Well, I don't want to do all that. I'm sorry. I don't go deep into the Bible, but it does talk about write it down and make it plain. I don't expect my wife to have the vision for our family. I expect her to have insight for, seeing blind spots and, maybe don't make that left or make that right. Or, you know, are you sure you heard from God? Like I'll entertain those questions, Are you sure you heard from God on this direction? That type of stuff. Yeah. Um, but that is not contingent on what I make versus what she makes. You know what I mean? Okay, hold on. Let's see. Ever been to Belize or Aruba? Man, okay, so my guy Chef, not to be confused with Chef Shapino, I got a chef. Um, he travels a lot. So he's been to Belize. I thought he was never gonna come back home. He was out there for months, loved it out there. Um, and really, before we start traveling overseas, there's so many states, so many cities in America that I want to go to first. But I that so the diaspora is on my list. The Caribbean is on my list. Africa is on my list. In Greece and Italy, France are all on my list as well. I don't have a strong desire to go like Spain or Portugal or anything like that, but I do want to go throughout the diaspora. And when I was younger, I was really big on Greek and Roman mythology, so that's why I want to go to Greek and Rome. Caitlin is what? Wait, Caitlin is what? A logo. Oh, sorry guys. Hating on that female. Listen, man. That's the nature of the game, man. They hated on LeBron, they hated on Kobe, they hated on Allen Iverson. It is what it is, man. It's competition, so just is what it is. But again, the power dynamic. That's what we're talking about. Shout out to Caitlin Clark with her power dynamic. Um, that's just kind of what we talked about in terms of the man. And that's the only extra thought that I had was that, you know, regardless of what you earn, as a leader in your home, um, you should be responsible for casting the vision and providing direction and guidance for your family. That's all. That power dynamic, in terms of, I just haven't experienced it. Um, so I know that compatibility is a buzzword as well, but again, it's when you think about help me, a helper that's suitable to assist with your vision, with the vision. That's how you negate or avoid like all these conversations around power dynamics. It's a foreign concept to me. I know it exists. It's just a foreign concept to me. I don't think she's the blackest chick in the game at all. One, two. Oh, I could believe it. I definitely could believe it. I could definitely believe he didn't want to come back, family. Okay. So now, okay, I just want to. Oh yeah. Hey, big man. So if your messages isn't going through, if you're using NIGGA, it's not going Google. I mean, not Google. Yeah, Alphabet not gonna let you do that. So use the nines or say Ninja or something like that, and you should be good. But I just, just so you know, I'm not blocking your messages, nothing like that. But it keeps showing me like held for review, and then when I unclick to view the message, it's saying, no, no, I'm not. Listen, hey man, I'm trying to get better about using that word. I'm always conflicted. Like again, I'm a b-boy. I'm a child of hip hop. I grew up with it. You hear it all around. This, that, and the third, whoopty woo. And then I think about Tribe Called Quest. Sucker Ninja and all that other stuff. And we use it as a term in the endearment and Tupac and you know but the word is the word, what I'm saying, and it is what it is, and should we be using it, yada yada yada. I don't know. I don't That's me personally, that's my internal struggle, but trust me, I'm not offended if you cursed, if you use that word or another word or any other slur. It doesn't offend me. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, if I don't agree with that it's just a word, because that's another thing. That's how they lull us to sleep, man. We be believing that, it's just a word. It's just this, or it's just music. That's how they lull us to sleep. That's how they get us every time. But I'm just saying, I'm not blocking your messages. That's all. Name a word. Name a word. That's not a word. Boy, your troll level is on genius level, man. Just a word. You know exactly what I'm saying, G. All right. What was the last thing we talked about? Oh, we finally got around emotional maturity, and that stemmed from a clip around the veil on the pivot, and he was talking about how he lacked emotional maturity and how he lost out on opportunities in the NFL because he was a hothead, so on and so forth. Okay. Here's my thing around emotional maturity. Um the foundation, the biggest part to emotional maturity to me is being self-aware. You got to be self-aware. You got to be introspective, reflective. You got to know who you are and whose you are. If you're a believer, like if you believe in God and the Bible and all that stuff, you got to know whose you are. If you don't, you got to know who you are at a bare minimum, right? You got to know what makes you tick and what triggers you. And when you feel a particular type of way, because we are humans, ain't got nothing to do with man, and man, they ain't supposed to have feelings and you ain't supposed to be emotional. No, God gave you feelings, right? But when those when those emotions overcome you or come up on you, you got to start asking the right questions. Why? What is that? What am I feeling? Why am I feeling? Why did I let that bother me in that regard? So I'm gonna give you two tools. Two tools. This is one. This is a journal. And like I said on the panel, I got more than six. I said six on the panel, but I think I got more than six journals down there. They're all filled to some varying degrees. But you need to take a moment sometimes. Um, think, breathe. MC Light had a song called Stop, Look, Listen. Stop, look, listen. And Viz was making a very good point around how many brothers that we know that have been changed. I love that. I'm going to use that. How many brothers do we know that have been changed because they lack emotional maturity and they jumped out of their body? Right? So you got to stop, look, listen, breathe for a second, respond rather than react. Okay? React has you split second, you're not thinking. Respond um, challenges you to consider, even for a moment. Asks if a really good response employs critical thinking. Okay. But get you one of these. Get you a journal. Even if it's just a simple notebook. Do I have a simple notebook? I've got one. I just don't know where. But even if it's just a simple notebook to start with, then you can graduate to the journals. What I plan on doing ultimately is that when I change or transition, my kids will have access to these journals and my thoughts, and they'll be able to see what they daddy was thinking or what he was going through at particular times and particular junctures. Um, and then my grandbabies will be able to see what Paw was thinking. Who's it going? Who's it going? We let Eminem in. No, we didn't let Eminem in. Eminem earned his way for. I man, Eminem, Marshall. Nah, I can't say we let him in. That dude earned his way in. The one thing, and I'm gonna tell you how I know for a fact he earned his way in. If you go research that man's story, first of all, he battled Juice in rap Olympics. When you think about battling, y'all think about Smack and all that other stuff and URL. Screw that. Before then, it was like rap Olympics and something else. And he battled Juice, like Sway and Tech. He battled Juice though. Juice went on to battle Supernatural in this epic battle on Sway and Tech morning show. Um, yeah, Marshall earned his way, man. So even like he ran with the Outsiders from New Jersey. Um, yeah, he earned his way. I ain't gonna take nothing from him. Like he ain't my favorite MC. That Slim Shady LP or whatever was, it was solid. Like that's probably the only LP that I'll listen to of his, like maybe front to back or whatever. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of his, but yeah. I ain't gonna say we let him in like he didn't earn his way in there. Yeah, this is hip hop, fam. Like here's the other thing. One day I'm gonna do a breakdown because on this 50 years of hip hop, when we should have been celebrating. Here's a beautiful thing about hip hop culture, and Russell Simmons was breaking this down one time. Hip hop culture really is the one culture that unites us all. If you go back to the early days of hip hop, when you think about the DJ, you think about Cool Herc and so on and so forth. Okay, cool. You got the DJ Cool Herc. That's from Caribbean. Cool Herc is Jamaican. Uh, Grandmaster Flash is Barbados or Trinidad, right? But when you think about like MC, some of your early MCs were Puerto Rican. Not the fierce. What did you have? Gosh, I can't think of their name. Go back and watch Wild Style. Man, what was them MCs with Grandmaster Caz and Prince Whipper Whip? Prince Whipper Whip was Puerto Rican. Dottie Rock was Puerto Rican. Um, when you think about graffiti writing wasn't just blacks and Hispanic kids. Graffiti writers, you had a lot of white graffiti. Futura is white. Stash is white. Hayes is white. What's the old boy name with the Z? Zephyr is white. So a lot of your early graffiti writers that was going all city in New York, they weren't just black kids. Go back and watch Style Wars and Wild Style. Matter of fact, the character for Spit from Beat Street is portrayed in Wild Style. So I don't know how I get into this rabbit hole. It's late, and we got there because he was talking about Eminem didn't earn his way in, and I'm saying this is hip hop. The way that the era that I come from, you had to earn your way in. I don't see anybody giving Eminem anything. Now these new cats that's up here doing all this gossip rap, gossip beef, tea battles. The greatest thing. Oh wait, hold on. Hmm, yeah. Oh man, listen. Time, I don't even want to go into that. Wait, big. What you saying, big? Dre put 50 on? No, no. Nah, man. Uh, yeah, Juice is a beast off the head, but Super Nat. So here's the thing. Now, this is what we know. This is what I'm gonna say about 50 Cent, Eminem. 50 Cent started out with Jam Master Jay. Okay, Jam Master Jay couldn't do nothing with him. Man, I don't want to say this. Cause I don't, a lot of these artists get romanticized like um a lot of these artists get romanticized like, oh, the demo wound up in Dr. Dre hand. No, that's a Jimmy Iovine move. Somebody at Interscope got the demo, and it's who do we move this artist to? It's similar to Def Jam. You got artists like they had Def Jam South at one point. Scarface was the president of Def Jam South. Now, they really should have said it was DTP South, Disturbing the Peace, Ludacris, because Ludacris was signed to Def Jam. There was never any artist that really came out of Def Jam South. I think it was more like a tax write-off or a loss leader for the record label overall. And they was hoping maybe if we could find another Ludacris, but nothing ever really materialized. My point being is that you see a lot of artists get moved to certain labels, boutique labels, because we don't have artist development. These labels don't have A&Rs anymore. So that's how you get a Wale over there with Rick Ross. That's how you get a Staley over there with Rick Ross. That's how you get a Meek Mill with Rick Ross. Okay. Uh who else? Yeah, that's how you got Game over there. Like at Interscope, that's how you got Game over there under G Unit, right? So yeah, I wouldn't say Dre like put anybody on as much as it's like I give you a better example. When I worked, well, let me say it this way. When I was in Atlanta, Scooter Braun, um, this is when Scooter Braun had Asher Roth, and he had just got this young 13-year-old kid, 12 or 13-year-old kid from Canada. Kid came to the store. He was wearing a cast, and I said, "What you do?" Because Scooter was like, "Oh, this the next big thing, next big thing." Blah 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 blah. He signed to Usher, Justin Bieber. He signed to Usher. Or think about Lady Gaga. When Lady Gaga came out, who was she signed to? Akon, because they need these cosigns to push them through. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. No, I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. Music, that's my bag right there. I got so many stories, man. I don't know how Tom, you had to explain that one to me, how Master P helped 50 Cent. Big man, you'd have to tell me how I'm tripping because it could be your bag. Master P helped Snoop. Master P got Snoop out of that Death Row deal, so yeah. But when we talking about tell me Big Mad, tell me artists don't get moved around at labels. They get signed to a major, and then the major moves them to a boutique label. What else? What other purpose would you have for Justin Bieber being signed to Usher and Usher developing Justin Bieber? Hmm? Where was Eminem before Dr. Dre? He was performing with outsiders, honing his chops as an MC. Oh, you saying you saying I'm not saying they weren't paired together. I think you missing what I'm saying, but it's okay. Where was Eminem before Dr. Dre? Probably in New Jersey rapping or something. I don't know. 50 being at Jay's saying she made a queen. Yeah. Rest in peace, Jam Master Jay though. Former Outsiders. Yeah, he probably was performing with the Outsiders. I mean, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. If you get a record deal, I mean, Wale had Lady Gaga on his first single, right? Wale was signed to Kenny Burns at first, right? So what do you mean? Like, what was he before Rick Ross? He was signed. He didn't pop. He didn't pop the way they thought he was gonna pop. The label moved him over there to MMG. I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I definitely wouldn't say that. People knew who Eminem was because they was trying to figure out who was this white boy that could rap. So they knew. I knew, you know. And that Slim Shady EP came out before he was signed to Dre. You got to remember, Paul Rosenberg was an entertainment attorney for a lot of big names. So not I don't want to go down this rabbit hole with you, man. I don't want to do that. You a geek. Wait, is that what you said? Yeah, I'm a geek. Yeah, like is that an insult? Yeah, I'm a nerd, a geek, all that stuff. Key what a buck. The underground, yes. M wasn't famous before Dre. What does that mean? So what? Like he wasn't known worldwide. I mean, so what? I agree with you. I'm not saying that. The idea that Dre put M on, I'm saying, yeah, it's a machine, bro. That's what I'm saying. The label put M on. It wasn't Dre. It wasn't Dre waving some magic wand. It was by association. So that's why I went through the trouble of naming Usher being associated with Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga being associated with Akon, uh, uh, um, and who the 50? I mean, anyway, I don't want, I don't want, I don't want. Yeah, I'm slow. Oh, okay, it means he put them on. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm slow. So the last part, this is emotional maturity. This part is emotional maturity, right? Because you got to know who you are. You got to be able to read a room, right? And you got to just know when to concede arguments. And I will be honest, when I was pulling up on Thursdays, I did not know how to concede an argument. Uh, I didn't know when to let people have a moment. Um, yeah, it was definitely big coochie energy, man. Vagina monologue, man. Just used to arguing for the sake of arguing. This is after my uncle told me never argue with a woman, right? I've been knew that all my life, right? But still get up there and just sometimes will act a fool. And I said this on Nightish channel though. Shout out to Nightish. I said I wish I had done things better. Man, we're an hour in. Yeah, we're gonna have to end this. Instead of him messing with Big Mad, got me big mad now. But for emotional maturity, I said you got to be self-aware. You got to know who you are. Um, you got to know what triggers you, what calms you. Um, and we also went through a little bit of stoicism, which that kind of got blown out of proportion because it was like, well, if you're a devout stoic, sorry, family. If you're a devout stoic, then you won't have the capacity for XYZ. And it's like, balance is the key to life. A key to life. Don't get emotional. Don't quit. You run. Yes, I'm running. I got on. Listen, I told you I brought a pair of books. I ain't gonna pull a JP and put my legs in the air, but yeah, I got a pair of Brooks on, man. I'm running. These midsoles are mad thick too. That's wild. But I'm gonna get a run in the morning. Ooh, poor righteous teachers. Yo, shout out to Wise Intelligent. Yo, we used to watch Rap City and we used to count how many times that brother said manifest and rock this funky joint. Every other sentence was wisdom G, I manifest. Anyway, yeah, I agree. Bring back that era of hip hop where you needed a thesaurus and a dictionary to rhyme, where you were empowering people. I remember De La Soul dropped Me, Myself, and I. I heard Potholes in My Line on 88.5, but when they dropped Me, Myself, and I, ah man, the Beta Simp holster in me just went crazy. The Neutron in me, the L7 Square just went bonkers because you could be you and still be dope, man. They didn't look like anything. They didn't have no truck jewelry. They didn't have no Kangos. They ain't have no Jordans on or no track suits. They was just, just fly. Leaders of the new school. Yes. Or bust a bus. Yes. 1000%. Man, yo, Killer Kill. Did you see when Pimp Seller had that dude put his legs in the air? And I was on that dude head top. Anyway, that was wild. Um, Eminem put the hardest. Wait, what? From the East on 50 Cent. Eminem put 50 Cent on. Okay. Uh, Eminem put 50 Cent on. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Uh, Eminem put 50 Cent on. So so when Jay-Z did the I'm about a dollar, what the F is 50 Cent, when he did that diss line, was that before or after How to Rob? And who put out that song, How to Rob? I know music is I used to play 50 Mixtape songs, that part. Oh, you a DJ. Yo, Killer Kill, you tripping. Hey man, shout out to Pimp Seller. Long live Pimp Seller. I'm reaching. Dang, how am I reaching? I'm saying Jam Master Jay put 50 Cent on, and you saying Eminem put him on. Listen, you want to give all the credit to Eminem, I understand. Who put the game on? Who put the game on? Who put the game on? Who put JC on Taylor on? That's a question for you. While you figure out that. Um, Let me practice some emotional maturity. Um, Diddy wouldn't sign 50. He probably wouldn't. But it's a lot of labels that labels pass on artists all the time, so that ain't nothing, you know. On the back of the paid in full album, you'll see the original 50 Cent. Oh, hey. I got that album and I would not be surprised. That's a good tidbit. I think I may have read that, but that's some good hip hop history to know. You don't know this history. Okay. Hey, listen, you're right. I don't know this history. I'm a geek that don't know nothing. Right. I agree. I think if I remember correctly, somebody brought 50 Cent mixtape to Eminem and Eminem took it to Jimmy Iovine or something like that. Yada yada yada. Problem Child by 50. What about Problem Child? I don't know. Used to shake the rooms. I wouldn't know. I was in Atlanta. Hey man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was in Atlanta at that time. Hey, for the time that I was in Atlanta, hey man, they just did this tribute to rest in peace to Rico Wade. I didn't do a proper tribute to him. The city, man, the city lost one. But they was doing all these songs, and I was like, dang, I remember, man, just the club scene in Atlanta, the vibe, the energy, the money that was going through there. Man, it was a time. Man, I'm gonna tell these stories over here one day, man. Yo, Atlanta in the definitely late 90s, early 2000s though. Man. Rest in peace to Duct Tape Dave. Man, When I worked at Adidas in New Orleans, he used to come through all him, Alley Boy, um, Big Bank, all used to come through there, man. Like it was time. The music was different in Atlanta, man. The music was different in Atlanta then. So I didn't get like in Atlanta. It wasn't the 50 Cent mixtapes. It was Gangsta Grills. That's what was popping. All that stuff they was playing up New York, Who Kid and all that. In Atlanta, it was Camp, DJ Jelly, DJ Monte, DJ Unk, not so much. Not like that. Like his music hit, but not him DJing. Um, who else? Oh, JC, DJ JC, um, the affiliates and the Super Friends. So you had Mars, you had Drama, Sense, you had Don Cannon, and then you had Shakim, you had C Styles, you had who else was over there at Super Friends? Super Friends had a gang of folk. And then not to mention like some of my personal favorite, Rasta Root, DJ Jamad, Applejack. Man, it was so many DJs. Man, listen. Wait, what? Let me see what you're saying, big man. You can't talk about the golden era. What? I mean, you troll. Hey man, being in Atlanta. What's the golden era? If you ain't saying 88 to 92, then definitely. Came later from what? I don't know what you're talking about. You Drama moved down from wait, what? Drama from Philly. DJ Drama, Cannon, and Sense, Don Cannon, and Trendsetter Sense from Philly. All three of them went to Clark, Atlanta together. Oh man, my favorite sneakers was Adidas Top 10. Tom, where you from? Top 10. You either from Detroit or Boston. Where you from? I was in Atlanta. Yeah, I ain't know. So in Atlanta, they didn't play all the mixtapes, all the mixtapes that was hitting up top. Who you had? K Slay. Do you know who K Slay is? Big man. Originally, you know who he originally is. Do you know what movie he was in originally? You had K Slay, Who Kid, Big Cap, Mr. C was still doing mixtapes around that time, right? Kid Capri, obviously. Clue. Yeah, all that stuff. Man, please. Them people wasn't listening to like how Jay-Z was big in New York and maybe Ja Rule was big on radio in Atlanta, but that stuff wasn't him like that. Jay-Z definitely when he did Big Pimpin'. Um Jermaine Dupri broke the dough for him a little bit, in Atlanta just to open it up a little bit. But yeah, man, Atlanta is tight knit, man. They weren't listening to people outside of Atlanta. I lost a significant amount of pull. Like I lost touch with what was going on in Chicago the time I was in Atlanta. You tweaking. Oh, I know you kind of is. It's funny actually. It's kind of funny, but if you're a grown man, don't be over here trolling, man. Jay-Z wasn't big in New York. I'm happy. Jay-Z wasn't big in New York, then where was he big at? If he wasn't big in New York, I always thought he was big in New York. Um, I could be babbling too. It's late. It's time for me to go to bed. We can get about 5 more minutes, man. Now y'all got me in my Atlanta bag, and I was supposed to be talking about emotional maturity on King Talk tonight, man. Shout out to JR. Um, oh, wait a minute. Before I go back to this music stuff, right? This book. Get a copy of this book. Read it. Okay? It's Don Miguel Ruiz, The Four Agreements. The Four Agreements. The first one, if you're practicing emotional maturity, the first one, Well, I guess all four of these do apply, right? Be impeccable with your word, right? Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. I think sums it up. Let me see what Listen, when y'all get to talking music, that's when y'all really see me pull up on these other panels, man. Killer, do a show. Do a show talking some music. Shoot. Jay wasn't big in New York. Dame admitted they recruited big. That would make sense. Biggie was y'all god. Okay. Big, hey, my boy, my homeboy keep my man Kamal keep trying to tell me like, yo, you was really sold on that Ready to Die. I remember the hype around Big when he first came out. I remember really liking that record when it came out. I just don't remember thinking it was a classic like that, but he swore up and down. I said it was a classic. I don't remember that. Now Nas, Illmatic. Do I got Nas? Nope. I missed out on the Nas statue, man. I wish I had got it. I got the Rakim. I got the Outcast statue on the way too. Jay Z. Jay Z was a side hustle to who? Biggie was split. Who are y'all split it between? Jay. Now you tweaking. I think I remember Jay Z when he came out with that Dead Presidents. And in that era of rap where you had this fake mob and mafioso mentality, like Italian mob, people was mimicking the Italian mob and stuff like that. Like, it was it was a vibe. It was a vibe. But family, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Big man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. We had to drive to New York to get fast. Wait, fast. Hold on. Let me see. I can't see. Fashion. Hold on. We had to drive to soccer. See, I can't see through this head. I was outside. It sounded like you was. Philly. I ain't been to Philly. I want to get to Philly though. I ain't been to New York actually. I want. New York is on the bucket list and Philly is on the bucket list. And been to DC, but not how I really wanted to go to DC. Man, I wish I could have got up to DC like for like a real go-go party. Hey, time. I miss 93, 94. Whatever that was that Tupac did in Piedmont Park. And then I think Biggie came and did something, and Snoop came and did something. And Piedmont Dog Pound did something in Piedmont Park. I missed all that. And I got there in 95. We went to Black Spring Break in Daytona, and I saw Crazy Legs and Uncle Al. And man, oh God, so many thick sisters. And that blew my mind. Young black boy coming from Chicago, never seen nothing like that. So we did Black Daytona. And now when I came back for Freaknik, that blew my mind because the city was just a gridlock for that entire weekend. It was just gridlock. And something that would normally take you like 5-10 minutes to get home took you like 2-3 hours to get home. And but it was a time, man. People think that time was just about debauchery and sex and being freaky deaky and all that, but it was a lot of creativity that popped off from those gatherings because what you had was all these college students and all that music that would get created and then put on like mixtapes or whatever and sent back out. That's how Whoop There It Is and Whoop There It Is 95 South or 90, was it 95 Boys or something like that? Whoop, there it is. It was I can't remember the name. Not the Whoop, there it is, but all that stuff, you know. Anyway, that was 94 for Biggie and all. Man, I heard about that one. I missed that one. I didn't get that till January of 95, man. Uh Man, big man, you gonna make me do a man, you gonna make me do a hip hop show. I'd love to hear what was going on in New York and compare it to what was going on in Atlanta. AC, AC, AC. So we talked about stoicism. Dang, I didn't get to that. I'm gonna have to circle back and do that one. But we talked about stoicism being um the bedrock for emotional maturity too, because I think what's the name talked about like regulating your emotions or something like that. And they was trying to initially they were trying to make the case for like stoicism. If you go too far to the left with it, you become emotionless. And it's like, no, stoicism requires you to check your emotions. It regulate your emotions. So we will have to do a deeper dive because they talked about Epictetus, Epictetus, or something like that. And then Marcus Aurelius, which I just posted a quote. Anton, was that you that gave me that quote? I posted that, man. Was that you that gave me that quote on Marcus Aurelius the other day? Um, about as a man think. I said as a man thinketh, right? I was going through the scriptures, and I think that was you that said that gave me that Marcus Aurelius quote. They talked about your thoughts colored. Hold on, I don't want to butcher it. Let me see. Let me pull it up, and it's 2:19. Let me jump my tail in the bed. It's gonna be a long day tomorrow. I do appreciate y'all. Shout out to okay. Shout out to Nestle. What did I do with it? Did I posted it on my page? Where is it at? Okay. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. That's dope. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. My bad. I didn't mean to be in the camera like that. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. That's dope. 94 definitely special. Yeah. Hey, big man, I ain't gonna lie to you, big man. I'll tell you this. This is my honest belief. Um, this is why I gotta make more of a commitment to come into the space regularly and tell stories. Um, my story and music and stuff like that to keep it alive. I think about kids from Generation Z that don't look like us that still will go to a Rolling Stone concert and appreciate it because of the music that is passed down to them and their appreciation for it. But the truth of the matter is, if we don't control our narrative and tell our stories, Eminem will be the godfather of hip hop 50 years from now. Eminem would have been the first battle rapper 50 years from now if we don't tell our story. So, what, you know, just tap in with the boys, subscribe or whatever. Hopefully, when I go live and do it, I would love to be y'all, get y'all more notification. But I do want to get more into these music conversations because I got a lot to say on this. Well, I got something to say on this gossip beef rap. Like everybody that's in a, I know the crazy thing is, I know I'm not crazy. People run around saying like, Aubrey done did something with this AI generated Tupac diss to Kendrick Lamar, and it's like, nah, G, that ain't it. That ain't it. A man's thoughts color him. Hey, thank you for that, AC. A long day is a wow. That's a bar. A long day is a trophy. I'm gonna use that, fam. Yo, I missed, man. So dig for New York. I missed the Jay-Z exhibit at the Brooklyn Library. Then I missed the Spike Lee exhibit at the Brooklyn Museum. You can tell I want to get out to Brooklyn, right? I want to get out to Brooklyn more than I want to get out to the Bronx. Oh man, that's love. I appreciate it. Man, let's go. Okay, that's a bet. Mm. Joey Crack. Gotta flow, Joe. That's when he was on Relativity. You gotta let him know, Joe. Yeah, we gotta no, thank you, AC, because that really resonated with me. I literally posted that on my IG. I found a nice little meme. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Like I sat with that for a minute. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. You just said a man's thought color his. Anyway. I gotta get out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna do. I don't. I definitely don't think I'm gonna do late night like this. I really try and find a spot where nobody else is on. I know I'm intruding on Nightish, and I don't want to. And I didn't want to intrude on Ashton. They be going live doing their thing. Um, but y'all have been saying, old head, we need to hear from you. We want to hear some of these beta simp host stories. We want to hear your perspective uninterrupted and minus all the big coochie energy. So I do want to, share some of that. I just think I'm gonna move this over to fan base. So if you're not invested in fan base or if you're not familiar with fan base, I will say it is a platform that I richly believe in. I believe in what Isaac Hayes III is doing. I think he's a very, very smart man. I think even by the way he's handled his dad's estate, that makes me believe in it more. And a lot of stuff that he's predicted has been spot on. I remember when he talked about in-app purchases and subscriptions, and now you see Instagram and a lot of other social media platforms following suit with what he does. So I think I'm gonna take a lot of conversations over there. But again, we playing with it, man. Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. But did you know Kato? Yeah, wait, Kato. Kato who? Did you know Kato? I mean, I'm the Kato I'm thinking about is in Atlanta. Man, listen, when I first got to Atlanta, Swizz Beats, my man, shout out to my man Phil X. I remember my best friend Bobby took me over to Phil X house, and I think it was I forgot where they stayed, man. But Bobby took me over there, and some years later, he reminded me that when we went over there, the person that was over there making beats was Swizz Beats, in the bedroom or something. So I forget exactly how the story, but I remember seeing him there, like, but it just didn't register. I got so many fly on the wall stories, man. Got so many fly on the wall. Man. Okay. Yep. Ah, there you go. Hold on. Gotcha. My man Mufasa, salute, 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 salute. Maybe I will. I don't know. I gotta figure out the timing. I gotta really do my due diligence and write down what I plan on doing. Right. So I haven't done that yet. Which is why these are so sporadic. But I know it's a lot of truck drivers. I know it's a lot of truck drivers and night owls. So I don't wanna no, I got so time so uh man, keep it a bean. So my time in Atlanta, there was a time where I wasn't a fan of the city. So no, I didn't know Kato from the crib. When I left, it was Do or Die, Crucial Conflict, Twister, Common, but Common was more in New York. Kanye, I didn't learn about until he really started making waves. But then when you go back and do the knowledge, uh, all these kids are children of them there, which I'm gonna definitely have to do. No, dang, I'm gonna have to ask around about Kato. Um, like I know about Legendary Trackster, Malik Youssef out the Gardens, Big Nasty out the Gardens. He was when I was in Atlanta, but I knew about him in Infamous Syndicate, which is what with Tifa and Shauna. That's what they was on, but I never heard about Kato. Uh, but yeah, it was a time where I man, niggas was asking me would I ever move back to Chicago or something like that, and I was like, hell no. Especially being in Atlanta, man. Anyway. Let me get up out of here, man. I do appreciate y'all tapping in with the boy. We gonna get to it and figure something out, man. I just don't want to step on nobody else's toes. Like I know Ray be going live, Nightish be going live, but I think on Tuesdays, maybe I'll do late nights on Tuesdays. To be honest, I think that's what I will do because I be wanting to get my thoughts off from King Talk. So, but Big Mad, the next time you catch me, I'm gonna make every effort to go into that hip hop conversation. Oh, the governor. Oh, okay. Now the family pulling up. Man, I'm gonna get up out of here and go to sleep. Never reasonable. Man, that's what's up. Shout out to the governor. Yeah, I see. Big Mad. Hey, the next time I go live, we gonna have that hip hop conversation, fam. Cause my golden era is 88 to 92, but I'm biased because that's also the year that I matriculated through high school. And that was like, I mean, 88. Look at we did this on who show? Beans. Did this on Beans show. We looked at the albums that came out in 88. And then who was he saying? 95. 95 was a good year. 95. Shoot, 93, 94, 95. So that's why I have to adjust it a little bit and say 88 to 98. Hands down, best decade. No, I don't know nobody that will argue that. 88 to 98 is the best decade of hip hop. But the golden era for me, it's got to be 88 to 92. That 4 year stretch. It's got to be 88 to 92. Wait, who gang banging in here? What y'all say? Oh, okay. You saying so this is how we chill from 93 until this is how we chill from 93 till that's when you went to school. Dang, Governor Ron, dang. I want to say yeah. But what'll happen is it'll be after King Talk though. It'll just be after King Talk, so it won't be a set time. And I think I'm almost 2 hours in. I didn't mean to go 2 hours, it's just I don't have to be to work till tomorrow night, so I ain't really tripping. With 93 to 97? Ah, you finna try and keep me on here for another hour. I ain't got time for you, nigga. Uh, man, right. I should have pulled up on y'all. Hold on, let me put these headphones back in. You niggas is finna try and keep me up here, man. Damn. Okay. Did something new before I answer that, Ronnie Ron? Did something new happen with Kendrick and Cole? If nothing new happened, some of the stuff I kind of already discussed over there on Corey Love's channel. It's I don't have this room soundproof, so I know it'd be the echo probably was bouncing. Let me see. Hold on, let me see if something happened. Big man, you ain't got no damn money. You ain't got no money, man. Cut that out. Wait, hold on. What? Hold on. You can name 20 albums from what? No, 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 no. Okay, first of all, big man, just save it. But listen, when we talk about naming albums, we talk about classic like push play. Like if I just go through 88 alone, push play, you're not skipping one track. Yo, go Google those albums that came out in 88, fam. I don't think you want that. Shout out to the governor though. 98 to 02. I think this I think the South I think the South was on the rise before then, and the South, Atlanta in particular, had has had the longest run. I think New York is barely edging out Atlanta right now. Barely. Well, East Coast. You can't even say New York. Barely edging out. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Right. Okay. One wood. Yeah. Yo. Ronnie, I'm trying to get out there for Art Basel this year. Okay. So this is my opinion. I think the beef that's going on is gossip beef. Especially when Drake and Rose started going at it. And if you notice, Drake ain't really said too much more to Rose since then. I like Rose. I like Maybach music, Rose in particular. I think people sleep on him and his pen game is ignorant. And he petty than a mug. He petty. So I don't think Drake want that act. J. Cole, his I don't know why that just jumped like that. Yeah. When I make it down there for Art Basel, I'll definitely hit you up. Let me see. So J. Cole, my thoughts on J. Cole. So J. Cole, not my cup of tea, never has been. I think J. Cole was more for the college kids. I just never connected with his music. But I know like that album that he did, that he was sitting on that rooftop. I became I respected him more when he did the documentary that went with that album, right? So I respect his pen. I respect him as an artist. I respect him being signed to a major, but still kind of moving as an independent artist, doing his thing his way, multimillionaire. Doesn't look like he compromised anything like that. So I salute that. But with this battle, I have not heard nothing either way. Like, so when Kendrick did Control, right? But even with the verse on It's Like That, like, you know, it's, and I'm a Kendrick fan. I'm talking about like overly dedicated. Wait, Training Day I wasn't a fan of, but Kendrick Lamar EP, Kendrick Lamar OD, Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Untitled. Damn, I didn't like. What came after that? Mr. Morale? Couldn't have been. Oh, like Black Panther, something like that. Damn, Mr. Morale or whatever. But anyway, this beef is more like love and hip hop, Real Housewives of rap beef. Wendy Williams spilled the tea beef. That's what it feels like. Like, you got BBL, Drizzy, and I slept with your chick and all this other stuff. And then you got that AI rap where people like, oh, he took away the angles of what Kendrick could say. It's like, you niggas ain't never seen 8 Mile? oh, oh, man, shout out to Big Mad. Hey man, that'd be hey, Killer Kill. That BBL Drizzy line. Hey, I F's with Rose heavy, man. I like Rick Ross a lot. I think, especially Maybach music. I think what is it? How did I rate them? Two, three, and no, two, three, one, and four is how I rate those Maybach music tracks. But Drake, so this the thing. I think Drake got it in him. I'm not a Drake fan. I'm not the biggest Drake fan. Did I like comeback season? I didn't like comeback season, but thank me later. I liked it for two. So thank me later. I think was a well put together record, and thank me later. That was the mixtape he re-released, right? He released it for free, and then he repackaged it or something like that, or was that the first album? Whatever that project was that he released as a mixtape, and then re-released it as an album, and it sold with platinum. That era of Drake, I like. I like that era that he did that Think Good Thoughts with Fonte. I think that was on comeback season. Fonte, Elzai, and Drake on the record. I like that Drake. But that Drake is gone. But do I think he can get busy and really push that pen with Kendrick Lamar? I think it will be a great battle. I think it will be something dope to see. But we don't know what's going on now. And then, like I said the other day, let's not forget Drake bit Big Sean style. I was saying that over there on Corey Love channel, and who's old boy Ron Mack had a fit. That Joker had a fit. What you mean he bit Big Sean, man? He ain't but no Big Sean. Oh dang, Big Man just said that. Dang. yeah. Hey, yeah, that thing good thought. Yep. I swear I was not looking at this. Yep. No. Fonte is the original Fonte, and Drake is on record saying Fonte inspired him. Don't do Fontigolo to rap gigolo like that, man. Man, what's to these diss track with bias? They just as good as a lot of man. You tweak it. Hey man, one day when I invest in this stuff, man, I'm gonna get a stream yard and I'm gonna do a panel on this one. Yo, Mufasa, you tweaking. If you finna tell me these diss tracks are just as good as a Jack the Ripper, right? Or my man was saying today, and I agree with him. He's like, none of these are ether level. Man. Anyway, made it trash. Man, you got people doing like college level dissertations on what's going on with the beef, man. Drake, Elzai, and Fontigolo. Uh, I think Drake and Fonte would. Elzai a little bit too technical, man. I got a picture on my. I think I got that picture on my Facebook page. I don't do celebrity pics no more, and I should have. There was a time I had stopped taking pics, man. I met Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh, Public Enemy with Flavor Flav. This was like during the BT Hip Hop Awards, and we was hosting the show out at the Atrium in Stone Mountain. And shout out to my homegirl Dia, man. Arrested Development. She had me hosting the show with her, so we was backstage. Houdini with Jalil and Ecstasy, and I was not taking pictures. Big Daddy Kane, I did get a chance to shake his hand and thank him. Scoop Lover wasn't real. Scrap Lover, was it Scrap Lover? I think it's Scrap Lover was with him. I can't read what. Oh, I didn't listen to that interview, Big Mad. Nah, Mufaz, don't be around. I broke down the tracks. Drake, this track can compare. Man. Yo, Elza, yo, hey, Big Man. I got it on vinyl. Elza went, yo, Elmatic, man. Elmatic, that's all I'm gonna say. Elmatic is man. Detroit got the best lyricists. I'm gonna say that. They got the best MCs. The way that I break that down, nah, I ain't gonna say MCs. Because MCs to me means move the crowd like, live performers. Like Busta Rhymes is a dope MC, live performer. I don't know. But Elzai and Detroit period got the best lyricists, my opinion. My opinion. But I'm gonna go back and watch that Mav Hoffa interview with Fontigolo, the rap gigolo. Fonte is hands down one of my favorite MCs ever. Met that brother too. I met him as a part of Little Brother, and I met him as a part of Foreign Exchange. Uh, yeah, Detroit is. I don't know if they never went sweet, but I know I lived there for 2 years, and I remember stumbling on this Dilla Day at the Wright Museum, and man, there was an MC there that was freestyling off the top of the dome. He looked bummied in a mug, looked bummy, but it was kids there, so he couldn't curse, and you could tell he was going off the top, killing it. And that was it was a whole bunch. The only thing with Detroit, or at least at that time, their underground scene, their music scene was it's too spread out. Too spread out. And there's still like a lot of gatekeepers. Um, on that little brother. Oh, you saw that documentary? Did you see that documentary? That was a dope documentary. I could believe that too. I know my man that does art beats and lyrics, like he was responsible for bringing a lot of, so like Drake first time, Drake, Wale, Kendrick, and Cole, Currency, Dom Kennedy, all their first times in Atlanta was with the Come Up Kids, Fadia, I think it was Fadia, Bame, and Jabari. Man, I got stories to tell, G. Oh, you went to okay. Okay, that's what's up. Man, hey, do you remember the era of the Justice League? I'm not talking about the producer. Well, you know what I'm talking about. I'm saying for the audience though, not the producers for Rick Ross. The Justice League from North Carolina with Cesar Comanche, Median, Big Doe, Sean Don. Who else was in there? Little Brother, obviously. But this is before the listening. Man, them mixtapes they was cranking out, fam. Oh man, that Justice League mixtape. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, man. Oh man, that was a that underground era, that mixtape era. Oh man. Yeah. Uh yes. I remember. Oh man. And this is when, man, shout out to Ninth Wonder, man. This is people was killing him about his drums. Um then they was doing like these unfair comparisons to Jay Dilla, Long Live Dilla. Um just the stuff that he could do on Fruity Loops. It was just like I remember when he first came, man. Anyway, let me chill. Shout out to OK Player. Shout out to OK Player. Okay. Uh man. Jesus Christ. Big man, I'm not finna let you do this to me, man. I gotta go. I gotta go. I'll be here all night messing with you Negroes, man. Again, I appreciate y'all, man. Tap that like button, man. Y'all got we gonna do it on Tuesdays, man. We gonna do it on Tuesdays. We gonna do it on Tuesdays. I just don't know the time. But again, exclusive Kansas City Monarchs, Negro League, Negro League from my homie Ty. Oh, Jesus Christ. Big Mad, stop, man. Oh, I'm pretty sure he was. Virginia Tech. Man. I see Mufasa, but see, y'all jokers be, man, y'all be driving trucks, talking slick, swallowing spit. You know what I'm saying? This gonna be a long week. But what did somebody just say? Was that you, Big Man, that said a long day as a trophy? I'm gonna use that. A long day as a trophy. And especially at this age, man, I appreciate a lot of stuff a lot more, including the opportunity to build with you cats, man. Like I said, Big Man, we gotta tell our story, G. We gotta be able to tell these stories. Man, for these shorties, man. We the griots now. We the griots. Big Mufasa run around here terrorizing Donut Head. Wait, you almost smacked Knife Wonder? Man, listen, I remember one time I was at 595 and Kemet was spinning and I was wide open, man. I was, man, because I danced. Well, back then I did a lot of dancing. And Fife was on stage performing and I was getting busy. And next thing I knew, I stepped on somebody's shoes and I was apologizing and turned around. It was Pasta News from De La Soul. It's like, God, dog. He's like, hey, don't worry about it. Da 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 da. And they did an impromptu performance. Man, Atlanta, boy. I man, I was very, very spoiled. I was very, very spoiled living in Atlanta. Very spoiled. Oh, she ain't here. She ain't here. I just thought about how you be torturing her. She ain't here. Ooh, that's for you beat makers. Hey, Big Man, that's for you beat makers, man. Nah, Big Mufasa, I don't think Jalen know I be going live. I don't think she'll set foot in here like that. These conversations ain't cerebral enough for her. But that's for you beat making cats, man. Like, I would I ask? I wouldn't, cause I don't. I enjoy the finished product. I'm not. I like I'm an audiophile. I like listening to the music. I like buying it, reading the liner notes, seeing. You kind of like how Questlove is when he nerd out and go into like the nuances, the deeper context of production on some records. Like when he gets into that mode like that. But in terms of you know like the intricacies of beat making and producing. I can't stand the studio. I hate it. I do not like. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. Mm. Yeah, I don't like it. If I'm asking who he sampled, that's because I want to go find the record. So like Beans, when I listen to Beans production, I'm like, he had some record and I heard, I think it was Patrice Rushen he had sampled and I heard it and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Like that I told you, hey, that music is my bad bit, man. Hold on, let me go ahead and take care of you, fam. Okay, you straight. Um, yeah. All right. Let me get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. This is like the 15th, 2011 time me saying I'm finna get up out of here. Again, shout out to the homie Nestle. He dropped his joint King Zone. So if if and when I decide to take this stuff serious and decide I want to put some money into this, I'm just doing this just to do it. But and I get StreamYard, then this King Zone is gonna be my thing song. And I want to be able to just like review some of my player partners, some of their music, man. Yamin got some dope music. My brother Chaos got some dope music. My other brother King Kamal dope. So I want to be able to play their stuff and get y'all's feedback on that too. Nah, you good, fam? Who is it? Oh, damn! Where the this nigga? Where did beans come from? That's crazy. Where the heck did beans come from? I'm like saying his name, the dude pop up like Candy Man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wait, John Legend. John Legend was doing the mic check. This is when y'all brought him to VA. Yo, I remember. This is when Kanye was still on his Louis Vuitton Don. I think he may have dropped College Dropout, but it's definitely around the era. I remember it was Get Well Soon, and he had John Legend. John Legend was doing Blue Note. I got a CD somewhere of John Legend live performance at Blue Note in NYC. That he kind of who released this? I think John Legend did. Anyway, shout out to Beans, man. What up? What up, Lord? Okay, all right. I'm getting out of here for real. Again, I appreciate y'all, man. Tuesdays. It looks like it's gonna be Tuesdays. Um, and it'll be after King Talk. Hey, so let's do it this way, Big Mad. Next Tuesday after King Talk, I'm gonna do like a brief overview, brief overview. And we're gonna get to the hip hop. We're gonna get to the hip hop conversation. I might have to break my vinyl out. Hold on. I'm gonna show you how serious I am about mine, Big Man. Hold on. Yeah, and I got the Mookie somewhere. I got the Mookie somewhere. I bet you got. Yeah. I know you got vinyl. I know you got. So late as hell, and did a freestyle. Man, so many stories. I remember being Castleberry Hill outside of Slice. Um, and Castleberry Hill, you just used to see anybody up and down Peter Street. Wyclef come out of nowhere. My man Majestic, we was outside. Majestic was beatboxing for him. Wyclef did like it felt like an hour long freestyle, but it wasn't an hour. It was like 15, 20 minutes though. He was just going off the top, just in the middle of the street. Anyway, shout out to Ye. Preachers. Yeah. All right, y'all. Big man trying to have me here all night. I'm gonna tap in next Tuesday. We'll do it next Tuesday after King Talk, fam. I'm gonna do a quick breakdown just to flesh out any extra ideas that I had around King Talk that I didn't get to speak on. Shout out to Beans, man. Beans, I was just mentioning you, bro. You might have just came in and dipped out, but I was just talking about you, fam. So shout out to my man Beans, Southside Wild Wild. He up north though. He from the North Pole. But holler at y'all in a minute, fam. All right. Peace, peace, peace. Love and gratitude always.